In this video, we're going to break down one of my absolute favorite movements, the cyclist squat. This exercise is a squat variation where you'll have your heels pitched way up high and your feet very close together. The magic of the cyclist squat is that steep elevation for your heels. You can get that by using a slant board or a stack of plates or an aerobic stepper, whatever works most conveniently for you. What this elevation does is effectively remove ankle mobility as a limiting factor for getting deep into your squat. So let's look at a standard back squat to illustrate the difference. If we pause at the bottom, you can see here that my ankles have to bend or dorsiflex quite a bit. Notice this relatively closed angle here and how that compares to when your ankles are neutral, when you're just standing up. Now, if your ankles lack the necessary mobility to bend like this, it's going to limit how deeply you can get into your squat. Once you get to a spot where your ankles have bent as far as they can, you're kind of done. There's not really anything else you can do to get in deeper. Now, without taking some unsafe shortcuts anyway. Now, let's look at a cyclist squat. If we look at the bottom position here, it's pretty clear that I'm deep. Big time hip and knee flexion. I'm basically sitting on my heels. Getting this deep with a traditional squat is very difficult. For most of us, it's basically impossible at first. But here's the thing. Look at the angle of my ankles at the very bottom here. It's still about 90 degrees. That's the same as it was when we're just standing up normally. That means that there's basically no mobility demand at all from your ankles when it comes to getting all the way down. We remove that roadblock and it allows for, in a lot of cases, the deepest squat that you've ever been able to do. The trade-off, as you're likely to discover, is that because of this depth in posture, you're not going to use as much weight as you do with the traditional squat. And that's fine. We care more about the training effect than we do the load. But do plan accordingly as you're selecting how much weight to use. And there it is, the cyclist squat. It's one of my favorite all-time exercises, and I hope it serves you well in your workout.